On that 6, it would have been game over, but of course, Shane there eloquently running out the rack with precise positional play. Not much to do, right? There's a couple of roll shots, nothing fancy there. We have a lot of persons that are actually in the pub at the moment. We actually call it a bar here in Jamaica. Lots of persons in the bar, so lots of music playing, which you guys are not actually hearing because I've taken out the background music due to copyright infringement. But lots of persons are actually in the bar at the moment. They're not particularly paying attention to us. They're doing their own thing. Most of the players around us, well, at least most of the players around me are just casual players, knocking balls around, not really taking the game serious. There's just a handful of players that are within my area that actually takes the game serious, and you're seeing 3 of us, just entertaining and really putting all the work that we put in our game for the better half of 5+ years and trying to see how well we can play. Alright, so now we're going to be seeing KEVRON facing off against Shane. Shane, remember that he has fresh hands here, guys. He has not played for about 3 months, took a break for personal family reasons. And KEVRON, as I mentioned in the intro, has been one of the most improved players. He has definitely been working on his defensive game. You're going to see some good defensive play. He may not have capitalized on the opportunities, but he definitely did some really, really nice safety plays. And also what I've seen in his game as well is he's getting a feel for how the proper way to play position. Yes, we're going to make that odd mistake here or now and again, but definitely he has been working assiduously on how to play position there. Now that there is his first mistake coming on the table. In my opinion, just looking back at it, I'm not sure why he didn't stun out. Not sure why he was trying to glide off the rail. Maybe he was trying to create some sort of angle. I'm not so certain, but I think this is definitely a positional error based on where the 4 is. But I'm not sure what he's going to do here. I'm not sure if he's going to go for the aggressive cut and try to come into the 7 to break up the cluster there. He decides to go for a safe, and a safe it was. Very well executed, very, very deliberate shot at that as well. Almost kind of leak the ball. I mean, Shane has a pretty easy kick on the 3. But again, as I said, guys, as you can see with the professional players, they're no longer worrying about can they hit the ball. They know they can, but it's hitting the ball how. Shane decides to go for the aggressive kick there. Didn't really like that option. Like I said, just looking back at it now, Shane doesn't have the kicking skills that he's supposed to, right? I think he's stronger on the offensive than the defensive. He has his days, in my opinion, where he plays some really excellent safety, and today was one of the days where he really executed some really good shots. And as usual, always he has a very strong offensive game when it comes to running out. So there, miss kick there. Well, he kicked the shot, but it scratched. And of course, KEVRON is going to try to capitalize on the opportunity. All right, now KEVRON definitely also has his areas of weaknesses that he has to work on as well. I have my areas of weaknesses that I have to work on. Oh, that was a beautiful safety there by KEVRON. Really, really nice. He's not trying to do too much, just trying to keep the handcuffs on Shane there. Definitely, we know that Shane's defensive game is not the strongest. He definitely has a good, he plays the correct safety when he needs to. But once you put Shane, and this is just based on my personal observation, once you put Shane, if you have a strong run out game, as Shane does, Once you put the handcuffs on, lock him up, play some really nice safeties on him, then he's not very good at the kicking. I'm not sure why. He kicks when he needs to, but what we're talking about is once he's in a defensive position, you can often get ball in hand or some other stuff from him there. There again, you can see a brilliant safety there by KEVRON, extracting the safety. Now, one of the things that I find that a lot of the players, especially the upcoming players, and KEVRON being an example, is we will execute very good defensive shots, but at the same time, sometimes we don't necessarily capitalize on the opportunity. And I was having a conversation with a player the other day, I believe it was KEVRON, and I asked the very pertinent question: why is it that we do play a defensive? Is it to give ourselves an offensive opportunity? We often, this is one of the things that I find in my earlier years, that we don't necessarily capitalize on the opportunities when we do play a good safety there. Now, not sure why KEVRON plays the cue ball there. He got ball in hand. I think he did. Not sure why he plays the cue ball there. But, I mean, he has some sort of position. He's on the wrong side of the 5 here, though. So he's going to have to work a little bit harder. Maybe he can hold it. I'm not certain. If he can pot the 5 and hold it for the 6, that would be really good. So a nice soft stun draw here, nothing too much, just ensuring that the object ball goes into the pocket, maybe not bumping into the 7 maybe. Oh, that's really nice, really nice controlled shot there, just using the 7 ball as a stopper here, and got a shot on the 6. And it's a little bit hampered over the 10, has to be bridging. Now, here is where, and I was sitting to the side when I saw him play this shot, and I was wondering why didn't he go, as opposed to doing what he's about to do now. I'm not sure why he didn't just go forward with inside spin. He has a whole wide area for position. KEVRON, if you're watching this, let the audience know in the comment section why is it that you chose that option. He could have actually snookered himself behind the 9. That was a crazy decision there. Not sure why. Maybe he was bridging, felt a bit uncomfortable, but I'm not certain, because I felt like had he just used a hair of left spin there, he pots the 6 so cleanly. So if he pots the 6 that cleanly, that means he could have used inside spin to come out into open table. So I think that this was the big mistake here made by KEVRON here. Now he has to be slightly elevating his cue to try to masse maybe, or try to pocket the 7. Tough shot. Let's see if he can get some justice with this here. He's aiming up nicely here, and he had to do a slight masse, and huge mistake there by KEVRON, leaving Shane with the same amount of balls on the table as I did when I made that fail safety as well. So definitely something there to learn from. Again, my opinion, I'm just giving my humble opinion based on what I'm looking at. That's the same thought that I'm telling you now on the voiceover. It's the same thought that I had when I was sitting to the side watching KEVRON execute this shot. So definitely I felt like that's something that he may need to make a note of when it comes to this particular rock. Shane, as I said, with no problems on the table, Shane is always going to run out. KEVRON will do the same. I will do the same. Once there is limited balls on the table and there is no cluster, we're going to try to keep it simple here, as Shane is doing. Just stunning, soft drawing there, and just leaving himself easy now. Shane didn't run this rock as clean as I thought that he could. Definitely you can see that he's just using shot making ability. But like I said, perfect. Cue ball slightly overrolled there, but he's a shot maker. And the pockets that are on our table are quite generous. So you're not really going to find a lot of challenge when it comes to this particular type of run out here with 4 or 5 balls are on the table. No problems. Easy to connect the dots, right? This is the part of 9 ball that a lot of amateur level players, especially in my area, find that challenge with. And I've been practicing pool for quite a while, for a very, very long time. And I have been playing 10 ball since 2016. I first got introduced to the game. Then in 2019, I made a commitment to study more in depth about the game.